Have you ever watched someone you love get humiliated right in front of your eyes? And the person doing it? Your own mother. I'm Sarah, 34 years old, mother of two beautiful kids. And for the longest time, I thought family meant unconditional love. I thought being a good daughter meant keeping the peace, biting my tongue, letting things slide, but there's a limit to everything. And my mother crossed it the day she decided my daughter wasn't good enough for a slice of birthday cake. Let me take you back to that afternoon. The day everything changed. The day I stopped being the quiet, obedient daughter and became the mother my child deserved. It was a Saturday in late spring. My nephew turned 7. My brother Mark and his wife Jessica were throwing this huge birthday party at their house. Bounce castle, face painting. The whole Instagram perfect setup. And of course, my mum was there. The matriarch, the queen of the family, the woman everyone tiptoed around to keep happy. My daughter Emma was 6 at the time. Sweet, shy, she had these big brown eyes that lit up whenever she smiled. She'd been talking about this party for weeks. She picked out her favourite dress, a yellow one with little flowers. She even made a birthday card for her cousin by hand. When we arrived, Emma was so excited. She ran straight to the other kids. My son Tyler, who was 9, went off to play with the boys. I walked in carrying the gift we'd wrapped the night before. My husband Dan was parking the car. My mum was in the kitchen with Jessica. I could hear her voice before I even saw her. That tone. You know the one. Sweet on the surface, but sharp underneath. "Oh, Sarah's here," she said, not even looking at me. Finally. We were 5 minutes late. 5 minutes. But to my mum, it was a crime. I smiled anyway. "Hey, Mum. Hey, Jessica. The place looks amazing." Jessica hugged me. She was always kind. "Thanks for coming. The kids are out back." My mum just nodded, barely acknowledged me, but I was used to it. That's how it had always been. My brother Mark was the golden child, the successful one, the one who made her proud. And me, I was just there. But I didn't care. Not anymore. I'd built my own life, my own family. I was happy, or so I thought. The party went on. Kids screaming, music playing. Dan arrived and we sat with the other parents. Everything seemed fine, normal, until it was time for cake. Everyone gathered around the table. The cake was huge. 3 layers, covered in blue frosting with a superhero theme. My nephew was grinning ear to ear. All the kids crowded around like eyes wide, waiting for their slice. Jessica started cutting. My mum stood beside her, holding the plates. One by one, she handed them out. "Here you go, sweetie. There you go, honey. Enjoy, baby." She called each child by name, smiled at them, made them feel special. That's what grandmothers do, right? Emma stood there patiently, waiting her turn. She was near the end of the line, but she didn't mind. She was just happy to be there. Then something strange happened. My mum looked right at Emma, made eye contact, and then she just moved past her. She handed a plate to the kid behind Emma, then another, and another. Emma's smile faded. She looked confused. She glanced back at me. I was already standing up. My heart was pounding. Every single child got cake. Every single one, except Emma. She stood there, empty-handed, while the other kids ran off laughing and eating. She just stood there, her little face trying so hard not to cry. I walked over, fast. My hands were shaking. "Mom," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Emma didn't get her cake." My mum didn't even look at me. She was wiping her hands with a napkin. "Oh," she said, casual as anything. "We ran out." I looked at the table. There were still 3 slices left on the tray. "There's cake right there," I said, pointing. She glanced at it, then at me. Her expression didn't change. "Those are for the adults." I felt something crack inside me. "She's a child, Mom. She's been waiting." "Well, maybe if you taught her to speak up for herself, she would have gotten some." The air went cold. I couldn't believe what I'd just heard. My own mother, blaming my 6-year-old daughter for being polite. Dan was beside me now. His jaw was tight. "Are you serious right now?" he said to my mum. She turned away. "Don't make a scene, Sarah. It's just cake. Just cake." Emma tugged on my shirt. Her voice was so small. "Mum, it's okay. I'm not hungry." But her eyes were filled with tears. She was trying to be brave, trying not to cry in front of everyone, and it broke me. I knelt down, hugged her tight. "We're leaving," I whispered. I stood up, took Emma's hand. Tyler saw us heading for the door and followed without asking questions. Dan grabbed our things. As we walked out, I heard my mum say to Jessica, "She's so dramatic, always has been." I didn't look back. I couldn't. If I did, I would have said things I couldn't take back. We drove home in silence. Emma cried quietly in the back seat. Tyler held her hand. Dan's knuckles were white on the steering wheel. And me? I was done. Done being the doormat. Done letting my mother treat my child like she was invisible. That night, after I put the kids to bed, I sat in the dark. And I made a decision. If my mum wanted to play favourites, fine. But she was about to learn that actions have consequences. I didn't sleep that night. I just kept seeing Emma's face, that look of confusion, of hurt, and my mother's cold indifference. Dad found me in the kitchen at 2 a.m. I was staring at my phone, scrolling through old family photos, pictures of birthdays, holidays, all of us smiling, but the more I looked, the more I saw the pattern. In every photo, my mum's arm was around Mark, or Mark's kids. Never me, never mine. "What are you doing?" Dan asked, sitting down beside me. "I'm done, Dan," I said quietly. "I'm done pretending this is normal." He nodded. "What do you want to do?" I thought about it. I could confront her, yell, make her apologise. But I knew my mum. She'd twist it, make herself the victim, say I was overreacting, that I was too sensitive. She must have... No, I needed something different. Something that would make her feel what Emma felt. Something that would show her exactly what she'd done. And then it hit me. My mum's birthday was in 3 weeks. She always made a huge deal about it, expected everyone to drop everything and celebrate her. She wanted to be the centre of attention, the queen for a day, and every year I planned it. I organised the dinner, sent the invitations, picked out the gift, because that's what good daughters do, right? Not this year. Over the next few days, I made some calls. Quiet ones. I reached out to family members, aunts, uncles, cousins. I told them what happened. Not in a dramatic way, just the facts. My mum deliberately skipped my daughter at a children's party, humiliated her in front of everyone. The reactions were mixed. Some were shocked. Some said, "That sounds like her." A few admitted they'd noticed favouritism before, but never said anything. I didn't ask for much. Just one thing. I asked them not to make a big deal about her birthday this year. No big party, no over-the-top gifts, just treat it like any other day. Most agreed. A few hesitated, but I didn't push. I just planted the seed. Then, I did something else. Something my mum would notice immediately. I stopped calling her, stopped texting, stopped sending the kids over for visits. For years, I'd been the one keeping the relationship alive, checking in, making plans, trying to bridge the gap between us. But now? Silence. At first, she didn't notice, or maybe she did and didn't care. But as her birthday got closer, the texts started coming. Are we doing dinner for my birthday? Sarah, did you make reservations? Hello? I didn't respond, not right away. When I finally did, it was short. Sorry, been busy, not sure we can make it this year. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, she called. I let it ring, then texted back. Can't talk right now. Dan watched me do all this with a quiet smile. You're really doing this, he said. She hurt my daughter, I replied. She doesn't get to pretend it didn't happen. Tyler asked me one night why we weren't seeing Grandma anymore. I kept it simple. Grandma did something that wasn't kind to Emma, so we're taking a little break. He nodded. He was smart. He understood more than I gave him credit for. Emma didn't ask. She seemed lighter, like she didn't have to worry about being overlooked anymore. And that's when I knew I was doing the right thing. My mum's birthday came. I didn't call, didn't text, didn't send a card. That evening my phone exploded. Not from her, from Mark. What the hell, Sarah? Mum's sitting here crying. You didn't even wish her happy birthday. I took a breath. Did she tell you what she did to Emma? Silence. Mark? She said you got upset over nothing, that you overreacted. Of course she did. She handed out cake to every single child at your son's party, every single one, except Emma, on purpose. And when I asked her about it, she said we ran out, even though there was cake sitting right there. More silence. She blamed Emma for not speaking up. She humiliated a 6-year-old Mark. I heard him exhale. Look, you know how Mum is. She doesn't mean... Don't, I cut him off. Don't make excuses for her. If she did that to your kids, you'd lose it. He didn't respond. I spent years being the good daughter, planning her parties, keeping the peace, and she treats my child like she's invisible, so no, I didn't call. And I'm not going to. I hung up. My hands were shaking. But I felt strong. For the first time in years. That night, my mum called me. I answered. Sarah? Her voice was tight, angry. You embarrassed me. My own daughter didn't even acknowledge my birthday. And you embarrassed my daughter, I said calmly, in front of the entire family. It was just cake. It wasn't just cake, Mum. It was cruelty. You looked her in the eye and skipped her. You made her feel worthless, and then you blamed her for it. I didn't. Yes, you did. And you know what? I'm done. I'm done letting you treat my kids like they're less than Mark's. I'm done pretending your favoritism doesn't exist. And I'm done teaching my daughter that she has to accept being treated like garbage just to keep the peace. She was quiet. I could hear her breathing. You want to know why no one made a big deal about your birthday this year? I continued. Because I told them what you did. I told them the truth. And they agreed it wasn't okay. You turned the family against me. No, Mum, you did that yourself. She started crying, the dramatic kind. The kind meant to make me feel guilty. It used to work, not anymore. If you want a relationship with me and my kids, I said quietly, you're going to apologize to Emma. A real apology, not, I'm sorry you were upset. A real one. And you're going to treat her with the same love and respect you give Mark's kids. If you can't do that, then we're done. I hung up. My heart was racing. Dan hugged me from behind. You okay? He asked. Yeah, I said. And I meant it. The next 2 weeks were chaos. My phone blew up. Family members taking sides. Some supported me, said it was about time someone stood up to my mum. Others said I was being cruel. that I should forgive and forget. Jessica called me privately. "I saw what happened," she said. "I should have said something. I'm sorry." That meant more to me than she knew. Mark called again. This time his tone was different, quieter. I talked to Jessica. She told me what really happened. I didn't realize. "I'm sorry, Sarah." I appreciated it, but I didn't let him off the hook. "You always assume I'm overreacting, Mark. You always take her side." "I know," he admitted. "I'm working on it." It wasn't a perfect apology, but it was something. My mum, on the other hand, doubled down. She posted on social media, vague things. "When your own children turn against you. Family isn't what it used to be." Classic guilt trip tactics. A few relatives reached out to me. "Just apologise to her, make peace." But I held firm. I have nothing to apologise for. I protected my daughter. Then something unexpected happened. My Aunt Linda called. She was my mum's older sister, the one person my mum actually listened to. "I heard what happened," Linda said, "and I'm proud of you." I was stunned. "You are?" "Your mother has always played favourites. We all knew it, but no one ever called her out. You did, and you did it for the right reason." She paused. "I'm going to talk to her. But Sarah, don't back down. She needs to learn this lesson." 2 days later, my mum showed up at my house. Unannounced. I opened the door and there she was. No makeup, eyes red, she looked small. "Can I come in?" she asked. I hesitated, then stepped aside. We sat in the living room. She twisted her hands in her lap. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Finally, she said, "I was wrong." I waited. "I was wrong to do that to Emma. I don't even know why I did it. I wasn't thinking, and when you called me out, I got defensive. I didn't want to admit I'd hurt her." She looked up at me, tears streaming down her face. "I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry for what I did to Emma, and I'm sorry for how I've treated you all these years." I felt my throat tighten. I wanted to believe her, but I needed more. "Do you understand why I cut contact?" I asked. She nodded. "You were protecting your daughter, like a mother should. And if you do something like this again?" "I won't," she said quickly. "I swear. I want to be better. I want to be the grandmother they deserve." I studied her face. She looked sincere. Broken, even. "Then you need to apologise to Emma," I said. "Not to me, to her." She nodded. "Can I see her?" I called Emma downstairs. She came slowly, nervous. When she saw my mum, she stopped. My mum knelt down, got on her level. "Emma," she said softly, "I need to say something to you. What I did at your cousin's party was wrong. I hurt you, and I'm so, so sorry. You deserved that cake. You deserved to be included. And I promise I will never make you feel left out again." Emma looked at me. I nodded. Then, in the sweetest, bravest voice, she said, "It's okay, Grandma. I forgive you." My mum hugged her, and Emma hugged back. I won't lie, I cried, because in that moment I saw real change, real remorse. Things didn't go back to normal overnight. Trust takes time to rebuild. But my mum made the effort, real effort. She started calling Emma directly, asking about her day, sending little gifts, nothing extravagant. Just thoughtful. She invited us over for dinner, just us, not Mark's family, just mine. And she made Emma's favourite meal, mac and cheese, from scratch. During dinner, Emma laughed, really laughed, and my mum smiled at her. Not the fake smile she used to give, a real one. Mark noticed the change too. He called me one night. "Mom's different," he said. "I don't know what you did, but thank you." I didn't tell him the whole story. I just said, I set boundaries, and she respected them. Dan was proud of me. "You stood up for our daughter. That took guts." Tyler told me, "You're a cool mum," which, from a 9-year-old boy, is high praise. But the person who changed the most was me. I realised something through all of this. For years, I'd been so focused on being a good daughter that I forgot to be a strong mother. I let my mum's opinion of me matter more than my kids' well-being, but that day, when I watched Emma stand there without her cake, something shifted. I stopped caring about keeping the peace. I started caring about protecting my child. And that changed everything. My mum and I will never have a perfect relationship. There's too much history, too many years of being second best. But we have something now that we didn't before. Honesty, boundaries, respect. She knows I won't tolerate favoritism. She knows that if she crosses the line again, I'll walk away. And she believes me, because I proved it. A few months later, my mum threw a small party, just family. And when it was time for dessert, she made sure to serve Emma first. "Here you go, sweetheart," she said, handing her the biggest slice. Emma grinned. "Thanks, but Grandma." I caught my mum's eye. She gave me a small nod, an acknowledgement, a silent apology that said, "I'm trying." And that was enough. So what did I learn from all of this? I learned that keeping the peace isn't worth sacrificing your child's dignity. I learned that family doesn't get a free pass to hurt you just because you share blood. And I learned that sometimes love means setting boundaries, even when it's hard, even when people don't understand. My mum humiliated my daughter, and what I did next wasn't just revenge. It was a lesson, a boundary, a line in the sand that said, this far and no further. Was it easy? No. Did it hurt? Absolutely. But was it worth it? Every single second. Because when Emma looks back on her childhood, she won't remember being the kid who didn't get cake. She'll remember being the kid whose mother stood up for her, who fought for her, who showed her that she is valuable, loved, worth defending. And that's the legacy I want to leave, not as the daughter who stayed quiet, but as the mother who spoke up. If you're in a situation where someone, even family, is disrespecting you or your children, I want you to know this. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to demand better. It's okay to put your child first, even if it makes others uncomfortable. You're not being dramatic. You're not overreacting. You're being a parent. And that's the most important job you'll ever have. My mum changed because I forced her to face consequences, not out of cruelty, but out of love. Love for my daughter, love for myself, and, in a strange way, love for my mum too. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do is refuse to let someone keep hurting you. Today, my relationship with my mum is better than it's been in years. Not because we pretend the past didn't happen, but because we acknowledged it, addressed it, and chose to do better. Emma still talks about that birthday party sometimes, but now she talks about what came after. "Remember when Grandma apologised?" she'll say. "That was nice." And it was. Because real change is always nice, even when it comes from a painful place. So if you're watching this and you're struggling with a toxic family member, know that you have options. You have power. You have the right to protect yourself and the people you love. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply say, "No more," because you deserve respect. Your children deserve respect, and anyone who can't give you that doesn't deserve a place in your life. That's my story. The day my mum humiliated my daughter, and the day I decided I was done being silent. Thank you for watching. And remember, you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and worthy of so much more than you've been settling for. Stand up, set boundaries, and never apologize for protecting the people you love.